At the beginning of the story we are told that there are some portals which connect us to another world, and these are called gates. Inside these gates there are dungeons, where many very dangerous monsters live. At the same time, special powers awakened inside some humans. They go inside these dungeons and kill all these monsters. We call them hunters. Among them, I am also one hunter. My name is Sung Jin-Woo. I am an E-rank hunter. Among all the hunters in the hunter organization, E-rank is the lowest, and even among them I am the weakest. I never thought that something like this would happen to me. At the beginning we are shown Jin-Woo. His hands have a lot of blood on them. He holds a sword and points it forward. Looking at him, he looks very handsome, but blood is coming out from all over his body. In front of him we see very big monsters moving toward him. One monster attacks him. It seems like now he will die. Then the story comes a little back and we are told from the beginning. We are shown the place Seoul in South Korea. At the start we see Jin-Woo talking about himself. He says that he is an E-rank hunter. Yes, E-rank hunters are a little stronger than normal humans. Their build and body are a little better. If they get injured, their recovery is also a little faster. But even then I am so weak that I feel ashamed to even call myself a hunter. Even during normal quests I get badly injured. This job is very risky, but I have to take this risk with my life. It's not that I am doing all this for fun. I have to do it for my mother, because she is sick. The hospital bills and the financial support that the organization gives us, that is why I do this. On the other side we are shown a construction site in Seoul. Jin-Woo is coming here, and here we see a very large gate. Jin-Woo says that he has only graduated from high school, and there is nothing that he is good at. So he has no other choice except becoming a hunter. Then on the other side we see a man giving coffee to a hunter and saying, "Here is your coffee. By the way, good luck for today's raid." The hunter thanks him. Suddenly someone calls him from behind. "Hey Bahar, what are you doing here?" He replies, "Yes, my wife is pregnant. This is our second child, so that's why I'm here." He says, worriedly, "Yes, I am worried. It has been many days since I last did a raid. I'm thinking whether this will be okay." Then we see Jin-Woo returning. Everyone is talking nicely with him. Kim looks at him happily and says, "Song, how are you? Did you eat something?" Jin-Woo happily says, "Yes, Mr. Kim, I have eaten." Another man looks shocked and asks, "Is this the guy everyone is talking about? Is he really that strong?" Hearing this, Kim laughs and says, "Looks like you don't know about him." "Yes, he joined after you left. Do you know his nickname?" "What is it?" "The weakest hunter of all mankind. He gets injured even in small situations." The other man says, "Really?" Kim replies, "Yes, probably the weakest." They say don't talk about it too loudly, otherwise he will feel bad. On the other side we see Jin-Woo feeling sad. He thinks, "I've already heard too much." Then he goes to the man to get a cup of coffee, but there is no coffee left. The man says, "Sorry, Mr. Sung. Everything is finished." Hearing that, Jin-Woo becomes very sad and says, "Can't I even get a cup of coffee?" He leaves sadly. Suddenly he hears someone shouting from behind. Jin-Woo, "Did you get injured again?" Then we see a girl. She asks, "Are you really going on this raid too?" This girl's name is Lee Joo-hee. They sit somewhere and start talking. She asks, "Did you go to the hospital again?" Jin-Woo says, "It was just a small injury. I don't know why. Only I get injured." Joo-hee is surprised and says, "How is that possible?" Jin-Woo says, "Maybe because the rest of the hunters were high rank. Soon everyone is about to enter their gate, so they all move forward together." Soon the scene shifts and we see a man speaking to everyone. He says, "Listen everyone. I don't know if I should say this or not, but I'm thinking that I should become the leader of this party so that I can guide everyone through the path." After hearing this, everyone becomes happy and says, "Yes, you should be the one. You are the strongest among us." Everyone starts voting and they all agree. One by one they begin entering the gate. While entering, Kim looks at Jin-Woo and says, "Hey Song, stay behind us. Who knows when you might get injured." Again, hearing that, Jin-Woo nods and says, "Okay." As he walks inside, he becomes serious and thinks, "Today I will give it everything I have." Then the scene shifts. Outside the gate, we again see the coffee seller looking at the gate. He says to another boy standing nearby, "I feel bad for him. I couldn't even give him a cup of coffee." The other boy replies, "Is he the same guy who is an E-rank hunter and also the weakest?" "Yes." The boy then asks, "What kind of danger level is this raid?" The coffee seller replies, "I heard it's a D-rank dungeon." Then he adds, "You know, since the time I've been working here for the association, I've never once seen him come out without injuries." The other boy replies, "Well, it's just a D-rank dungeon. What could be so dangerous about it?" Now the scene shifts inside the dungeon. We see Lee Joo-hee healing Jin-Woo and shouting at him, "If you keep working like this, one day you'll die." Jin-Woo apologizes, but she becomes even more angry and says, "I'm not saying this just to hear your apology." At the same time, on the other side, we see the hunters fighting monsters everywhere. The battle is intense and monsters are being killed. Joo-hee says, "At least this raid is about to finish." Everyone looks relaxed and starts talking to each other. One of them says, "It looks like everything is over. That was very easy." Then, Joo-hee asks Jin-Woo, "By the way, is there some reason why you work as a hunter?" Jin-Woo looks at her and hides the truth. He says, "No, nothing like that. It's just a hobby. If I don't do this, I might die of boredom." But inside his mind he thinks, "I can't tell you the truth. If I tell you, you might feel too sorry for me." Joo-hee gets even more annoyed and says, "Fine, do whatever you want." Then we see the party leader holding a magic stone in his hand. He says, "When you defeat beasts, you get these essence stones." He explains that even a C-rank magic beast can give an essence stone worth 10 million won. But E-rank hunters like Jin-Woo are very far from defeating such monsters. Then another hunter is shown holding a stone too. But he isn't happy with it and thinks, "This is very disappointing. I only got an E-rank stone. Is this really the reward for risking our lives?" Suddenly someone shouts from behind, "Hey, everyone, look here. There's another entrance." Everyone turns and sees a large cave entrance. The leader says, "A double dungeon. So they really do exist." He throws a glowing orb inside the cave to check. Then he calls everyone and says, "Listen everyone. The boss might be inside this cave. Normally we should report this to the association and wait. But if other hunters arrive here, they will kill the boss and take all the profit. So I think we should go inside ourselves." He warns them that it could be dangerous. There are 17 hunters in the party, so they decide to vote first. Once the vote is done, no one can refuse the decision. Everyone votes. Some vote yes, some vote no. Joo-hee also votes no. Finally it comes down to Jin-Woo's vote. He holds the stone tightly and thinks, "I don't have any savings. My mother is in the hospital and I need money." Then he shouts, "I'll go." The scene shifts again. Everyone is walking inside the cave nervously. They have been walking for 40 minutes, but still haven't reached the end. Some hunters complain, "We have already come too far." Another hunter says, "After defeating the boss, we will only have 20 minutes to escape before the gate closes." Jin-Woo apologizes to Joo-hee. "Sorry. Because of me you had to come here." She calms down and says, "If you stop saying sorry all the time, then it's fine." Then she jokingly says, "How about we go out to eat together sometime?" Jin-Woo becomes embarrassed and his face turns red. He nervously says, "It's not that I don't want to." But suddenly they reach a huge door. One of the hunters says nervously, "This place looks really dangerous." The Leader starts opening the door and says, "I'll say it again. If anyone wants to leave now, you can go back. Even if I have to go alone, I will still enter." The others trust him because he is experienced and around 60 years old. So they all decide to go inside. As the door opens, Jin-Woo says, "I didn't expect it to open this easily." Suddenly, all the torches inside the hall light up by themselves. When the hunters look around, they see huge and terrifying stone statues standing everywhere. Seeing this, everyone says nervously, "We have never seen a dungeon like this before." All around them there is nothing except giant statues and a very deep silence. On the other side, Sung Jin-Woo looks around and says, "Don't you all feel like someone is watching us?" Then the scene focuses on the largest statue among them. Jin-Woo looks at it and says, "This isn't the boss, right?" The other hunters laugh and say, "It's just a statue." Everyone starts walking around and looking everywhere, but they don't find anything unusual. Then suddenly they notice a circular symbol drawn on the ground with strange markings. Jin-Woo hears a voice from behind him. When he turns around, everyone is standing in front of a statue that is holding a stone tablet in its hands. Something is written on it. It says, "Rules of this temple." The first rule says, "Worship the god." The second rule says, "Praise the god." Then they read the third rule. "You must always have faith in God." While they are reading the rules, Lee Joo-hee suddenly pulls Jin-Woo from behind and says, nervously, "I think that statue just moved, and it was looking at us." Jin-Woo replies, "Maybe you're mistaken." But then he reads the final commandment written on the tablet. It says, "Those who do not follow these rules will be killed." Suddenly, boom! A loud sound echoes. Everyone quickly turns around. The massive door behind them suddenly closes. A girl in the group says in fear, "What do we do now?" The door is closed. Then one hunter suddenly shouts angrily, "I'm sick of all this. We should never have come here." He starts walking toward the door and says, "I'm leaving. You all can kill the boss yourselves and keep their rewards." He reaches the door. At that moment, Jin-Woo suddenly realizes something and shouts loudly, "Don't touch the door." But it's already too late. In a single instant, everyone sees something horrifying. The man's head is cut off instantly. Blood splashes all over the door. They look toward the statue standing near the door. The stone statue had moved, and it killed the man. Everyone becomes completely terrified. They shout in fear, Did that thing just move? Do we really have to fight all these statues?" Jin-Woo himself is shaking in fear. Then suddenly Joo-hee screams, "Jin-Woo, look at its eyes." Jin-Woo looks at the statue carefully. Inside his mind he thinks, if what the tablet said is true. Then he slowly looks at the statue again and realizes something horrifying. The eyes of the statue are moving.